It's pairing up time, and if you don't know what that is, it's the time of year when we let the girls in with the boys and they make baby pigeons. But in order to make that happen, I need to make them think it's spring, and for that I need lights, which I don't have. That's my day off, scuppered. So I grab a few bits and I make a start. Under the watchful eye of my dog, Rufus. What do you want? Yes, I'm making the dog's dinner of it. I've wired this into a 5 amp plug and timer that I had laying around, so I can set the lights to come on automatically when I choose.
Let's go. That's loads better. Got light in the loft. Excellent.
Lighting the place up, however, shows how much cleaning is required, so I get down and scrape. I've got these pieces of ply under the perches and boxes that only takes a minute to scrape. Allowing the droppings to pile up creates the perfect conditions for cocci and parasitic worms, so I try to keep on top of it. So we've got the mealy down there, he's trying to take that box. And then 1983, she's paired up with 2005 here. And we've got Darlow 94 and 1998 in box 2 there. These two guys again, that's Ryan, not Brian, and the cock that I got from the Mitchell brothers. And 2003 in there with the dropper. I should really pair them up with someone else, but he really does like coming back to her, so I'll leave them together now. White tip, she lost her cock last year. This one I think is from Colin Dixon. This hen down here, she lost her cock last year. This one up at the top there, that's the one that I had to sew a crop back together. You can just about tell that from one of the first or second races that we ever raced. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at my pretty face. There we go. Ooh. Focus in on my runny nose. There we go. So, nobody wants to see that, do they? Dog kissing. So yeah, I've obviously only got enough room in that loft for the young birds, so I can't breed too many. Bear in mind I've got 20 pairs here, and if they all laid 2 eggs, then that would be my allocation of young birds. But I've got some birds coming from Charlie Callahan's. They're going to breed me some more long distance birds, and then we've got these. So there's quite a few really already. So I don't need all of these to breed 2 birds. What I'll probably do is just put one of the ones that I want into each nest and then stick a plastic egg in for the rest of them. But we'll see. There's one really nice bird down here. This is Charlie's. Absolutely gorgeous. This hen, 318. She's the youngest one we've got. So she missed darkness. The feathers are absolutely beautiful. I noticed her yesterday when I was just stood there. I stood with my head by the door and she was on one of these perches. I thought she's absolutely pristine. Not a mark on her. She's just lovely. She hasn't paired up yet. Who left that bucket there? Don't panic. Don't panic. She was born in May last year. Hatched out in May, and she'd sent to pretty much every race, and she came back from every race with hardly any of the loft flying that the others hadn't as much training, and she didn't go on darkness, and she looks lovely. I don't know if there's anything in that, but she's not very tame, mind. None of them are at the moment, they're all a little bit wild. Stop jumping in the bucket. I'm going to remove this bucket before they do themselves a mischief. Right, I better feed them. I like having all the birds in together in one loft. It's easier to feed, but it also makes it feel like I have more time to watch them. I'm looking for those that look healthy, any that aren't, and generally just casting an eye over them without rushing onto the next loft. So in other news, I've managed to get some loft visits organised for this coming year. I'm going to go down south. There's quite a few lofts I'm going to visit and try and make them a little bit different to what you usually see on YouTube and when people do loft visits. A bit more information on that coming up soon. And as far as the young birds go, I've got some coming from Charlie. I've got breeding my own, and then a friend of the channel, John Callahan, and his dad Noel, they're going to breed me some longer distance birds, Harley Weststrokes I think, and Croft birds from the original strains or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll find out more when I go down and see them. But I'm certainly open to trying something new anyway, especially for these longer distance races, which is what I really want to do. We're aiming for Lerwick ultimately. It's a good few years away, mind. Let's go and have a look at these birds. Only one egg so far, and I found it on the floor the other day, so that wasn't great. Oh, I've got the lights on again, so I've got to work out how that timer thing works on the plug, because I want the lights to come on just as it starts to get dark, or just before it gets dark. Here we are. Who's this? There's two yearlings, look. Oh, you're just going for anybody, are you, buddy? Alright. There's that one in the corner there, in the end. That is Zoolander, and he's never paired up. I don't know why, but he's 2-year-old now, and he just won't pair up with. He tried. It's just. Are you ugly, mate? What? You're struggling, aren't you? We all know what that's like. I'm leaving the yearlings to do their own thing really and let them sort themselves out, because I've got no real data to go off as to which ones I want to pair with which. So we're at early days yet. I've only just got the lights in, so hopefully this will encourage them to pair up a bit quicker. But we're no rush really. Ah, look at this. This has never ever happened before. It's pretty dark now. Inside the loft, it's still daylight. Look at this. Whoa! Right, guys. Wow, this is crazy. It's really unusual. I can't believe it's taken me 2 years to make this happen. Oh, I should have been a bit sooner than this, shouldn't I? Right. Okay, so we're going to leave them at it. I'll leave you with the usual. If you haven't already liked and subscribed this channel, then do so. Click the notification bell and share this video and this channel with everybody that you know that likes pigeons, and even if they don't like pigeons but might like pigeons. Excellent. Right, so this is going to be light for another couple of hours. See ya. Oh, there's an egg on the floor. Where did that just come from? Another one? Who keeps laying eggs on the floor? That's still warm. And we don't know who. This is, I found another one on the floor a couple of days ago. And it had a crack in it. And this one doesn't look great. But we don't know who it's from. I'm guessing it's from one of the young birds, from one of the yearlings that hasn't picked a nest yet. So we won't hatch this one out. Maybe I'll put it to one side actually. Let's stick it in here, look.